Live. I'm hoping
I know
we're live.
Yeah, there we go.
Live. Jazz hands, everybody. Jazz hands. We're live. Hey, everybody. I'm Liz Dawn, and today with me is world-renowned animal communicator Danielle MacKinnon. She is the best-selling author of Animals Speak. Is it Animals Speak?
No, it's Animal Lessons.
Animal Lessons.
I know.
I was like right there.
Yeah. That was funny.
This is Danielle MacKinnon, and actually, I got introduced to Danielle through John Holland, and she and John have done some workshops together. And who doesn't want to talk to their pet? Who doesn't want to learn how to communicate better with their animals? So welcome, Danielle. It's so fun to meet you and to have you here with us.
Thank you for having me. It's very cool. It feels very exciting, and it feels like the perfect day to do something that feels so good, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. Because right now, I think, at least in the United States, with all the whatever's going on, it's really, really nice for us to be able to connect, to think about something a little bit different, to think about something really, really fun, and about animal communication. So, and for those of you that are on Danielle's page, I'm Liz Dawn. I am the CEO and co-founder of a company called Mishka Productions. By the way, Mishka was our family dog, and Celebrate Your Life events. So we've been creating all of these amazing live programs for the last 25 years, and we will do it again. We will do it again once we're able to go live. But for right now, we're online, and we can reach everybody all over the world. So how fabulous is that?
I love online.
I know.
Yeah, I've been doing online for a long time, and it's really nice because I don't like to leave my house.
Oh, you're one of those. You're one of those introverts.
I am, yeah.
Oh, Johnny Holland is here. Hi, John Holland. John
Oh,
Holland.
I didn't have the button.
I'm a little nervous that John is watching.
Hi, John.
John. We were just talking about Danielle just moved to York in Maine, which is so beautiful there. So beautiful. And that's closer to Johnny, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
Okay, so what I would love for you to do is share with everyone all about, I mean, I have so many questions about your work, but I would love for you to just start where you'd like to start, about sharing with everybody about your work, what you do, animal communication, how this even started for you. I mean, I'm so curious about that.
Yeah, because nobody really, when they're a little kid, says, I want to be a pet psychic. I said I wanted to be a vet when I was little, and I wanted to be a writer. And so I guess I found my own way by writing books about animals and helping people with their animals. But yeah, I didn't, this was never a plan.
It's not like you grow up and you say, oh, I want to be a teacher or
right.
Or nothing. I want to be a pet psychic. Although the next generation of kids, you betcha.
Yeah, it's right. More normal now. Although my son would never say that he wanted to do that. He's, what mom does is not cool. So
it will be in about 20 years.
Yeah, and then it can be his kids who think,
right,
what grandma does is cool. I guess I'll be grandma then. So I never planned to get into this. I was kind of heading down the road I was in marketing, I was in the corporate world when all of this kind of hit me. But I grew up incredibly sensitive, so sensitive that it was kind of a problem. It was definitely viewed as like my weakness growing up. So I couldn't go certain places because I'd get too upset about the animals. I felt like I knew what my caterpillars were saying, like a whole bunch of things that I thought were only me, but turned out to be turned out that there's a whole lot of people out there who are like me, who are very, very sensitive. Did I just freeze?
You did freeze for a second. That's okay.
Because your face is like this.
And it wasn't attractive, people. Let me see if I can, let me shut a bunch of stuff down on my end, and maybe that would help us. I'm going to shut down your website because I've got your website right there too.
Yeah,
okay. All right. Let's see how we fly here. So,
okay. So what happened was I kind of poo-pooed my sensitivity and tried to push through it and tried to be normal. And I never really succeeded, mind you, but I tried to be normal until one day when my dog got sick. And this was probably a little more than 20 years ago. My dog got sick. Nobody could figure out what was wrong. And my friend said, why don't you take her to the pet psychic? And I was like, the pet psychic? No way. So because I had grown up being told this isn't good, this isn't real, all that kind of stuff. So now that I was an adult, I was going to go take my dog to see the pet psychic. So I took my dog and my husband to see the pet psychic. And it was like 30 seconds. You know, when you have those moments that just change your life?
Mm-hmm.
This was one. The first 30 seconds of what happened in this session, I basically, the guy said, hey, she's been sick because she ate corn cobs. She ate corn cobs because you and your husband have been fighting about your mother. And we've been fighting about my mother-in-law. Right. So I was kind of like, this is a thing. This is real. Oh my God, I got to do this. And I was really not happy in the corporate world doing marketing, blah, blah, blah. That wasn't really fun. I was good at it, but that doesn't mean it needed to be my passion.
Yeah.
So I went and took a class. And then really 20 years ago, nobody was really doing this. I know that animal communication is still kind of on the sidelines, like mediumship's the big thing that everybody knows. And then people are like, you can talk to animals, really?
Why not?
So I started my business almost immediately, and I've been doing it ever since. But I didn't really ever believe it until I saw it in action.
Mm-hmm. And so as you're starting to, so you decided, okay, you want to be an animal communicator. Do you call yourself a pet psychic? Do you call yourself? You do? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's really the same thing. And to me, it just seems like saying pet psychic seems less serious than animal communicator. But if I meet somebody and I say I'm an animal communicator and they go, oh, and I go, do you know what that is? No. And then I'll say pet psychic.
I love it. I love it. Okay, so I'm going to pause just for 1 second because people are asking, are you taking questions? So here's what's going to happen. If you would like, Danielle, are you up for demonstrating if we get people on the screen with us?
Yeah. Okay,
great. So we're going to take just 3 people, all right? And you're going to post if you would like to have, now does the pet need to be alive, or is this like mediumship pet psychicness?
It's all the same. The pet can be alive. The pet can be not alive. So
I just can't wait to see this. I'm really excited. So here are the rules. So here are the rules. We have rules. If you would like a reading, you post in there and say, I would love to have a reading with Danielle. But you need to be able for us to send you a link that you will then click on and be able to come on live with us on video. Okay. So make sure you have clothes on. You don't want Facebook throwing us off here. And you do need to make sure that we can message you the link and that you'll come in and be able to be on here on video. So go ahead and put that in the chat. I've got my staff right there. Ready.
You also want to make sure that you have, that this is an animal that you're close to. I don't mean physically close. I mean that, it's not the neighbor's dog 4 houses down that you're just wondering how they're doing. This work goes really deep. And so that really wouldn't get us where an animal wants to get us.
Absolutely. Okay. So I want to continue talking about your work. All right. So what I would love to know, and I have people that are going to be choosing it. All right. So I've got my staff there who Diane Williams and Tanya will be sending a link to whoever they select. Okay. All right. So tell me more about your work in terms of, so are you teaching workshops to people on how we can all develop this skill, and can everybody really develop the skill, and how do you know it's not your head? And like, I have so many questions. Okay. I'm just going to let you go for it.
All right, I'm trying to remember your questions.
Okay,
First, am I teaching workshops on how to develop the skill? Yes, because everybody can do it. That's the thing. We're born with this ability. We're born with this intuition for animals and plain old regular intuition, and we shut it down. So I teach classes teaching people how to open it back up. So yeah, that's like my very favorite thing to do, is to show and to watch someone's eyes when they go, oh, that the animal really said that. And the person whose animal it is going, yes, this is, everybody gets so excited. That's what's really fun for me. So am I teaching classes? Yes. Can everybody do it? Yes. Here's the thing about everybody doing it. It can be hard to believe that you're doing it, right? It can be hard to, I think I made that up. I think it's in my head. I think, so it's a lot about practice and having the opportunity to share the information you're receiving and have someone say, yeah, that makes sense, or no, that doesn't make sense. And you kind of build your skills based on doing it again and again and again. Because of course you can just learn it, but that's not as fun as actually doing it and getting the response. I don't remember what else you asked.
Okay, so when you are doing readings, when you are actually doing a reading for someone, how does all that information come to you? Do you hear it? Do you sense it? Do you feel? Are you clairaudient, clairvisual? Like, how does this work for you?
So for me personally, animals can give me visuals, which is clairvoyance. They would give me sounds, words, as well as like animal sounds. That's always a fun one. They can give feelings and emotions. They can give me feelings in my body as well. And they can drop information in. So suddenly it's like a download on a computer, and suddenly I just know. Or, and this is a kind of a funny one that happens with animals, is they give me smells and tastes. So, in normal plain psychic world, that's what, clairgustance and something else. But in animal world, they're giving me, oh yes, I smell the poop. Or, oh yes, I smell he hasn't had a bath in a while. But if a person associates that smell with their animal, that's one of the ways the animal's gonna give us the information.
Wow.
And
I love that.
It's not just me. So when I'm teaching people to do this, all of those ways are open to whoever is working to receive the information.
I think that's so fascinating. And then how do you know when, and by the way, my team that's listening, just go ahead and send the StreamYard links to whoever wants to, whoever you're selecting to have a reading, and then they can just pop into StreamYard and I'll see that they're here and we'll go to that reading. Okay, so you also have a community.
I do.
And so people are there practicing. Can you tell us a little bit about your community?
My Be Open community, it's very cool. So I've had it for about 3 years. And it's basically a place where everybody who's like loves animals and loves intuition and wants to play and practice, we all get together there. And I do live webinars there, and all of my classes that I do these one-off classes. You can either pay if you're not part of the community, or if you're part of the community, they're part of the community. So it's really, we just did a webinar the other day, and it's like very heartfelt. I feel connected to everybody who's in there, because they're all wanting to be the best people they can be. They all want to work with and help animals. And a lot of them come in not feeling that they're intuitive at all. And then they realize, oh, this is real, and I'm really doing this, and I'm playing. So it's It's a very special place to me.
It's so fascinating. And some of my people are on here. Yes, thank you very much for posting her website. It's daniellemackinnon.com/be open. So it's her name.com and then /be open. If some of you want to learn more about the community and you want to start learning to do this on your own and developing your own skill, because I have to tell you, I think this is so fascinating. I'm so intrigued by this because I think
Are you not in this world all of the time, the intuitive world?
No, yes, but I want to like do this for like my own, cat. And
it is really cool to be able to have your animal with you and then get information from your animal about what's going on. It is very cool. We didn't have our dog for a year while we were getting ready to move. And I would check in with her. And there was one point in time where she was like, I don't think I want to come back to you guys. I'm having a really good time with the grandparents. And I was like, what?
Like, wait a second.
Right.
I'm the mom here.
Yeah.
I'm the mom here. So what do you think? Like, if you've been doing this now for 20 years, right? What is the wildest reading you've ever done? Like are they just dogs and cats that come through, or do other?
Oh, I can tell you a story of, this is just a cool story. I take groups. Well, I took, right now I'm not. I took groups to Bimini to swim with the wild dolphins. And whenever I would do that on the retreat, the students would say, hey, I would really love a class. They want me to teach them how to connect with the dolphins and connect with other animals. One retreat, my husband came with me on. And I said, well, I want you to take the class. And he's a scientist. He's a hydrogeologist, actually. So he's kind of like, no, fine, I will. I'm like, if you're coming on the retreat, you have to take the class. So he said, okay. So I teach them all how to do it. And I have them connect with an animal. And so the way it works is I teach them. They all sit around the table. They all do their thing. They write down the information that they're getting. So now, of course, I make him go first in sharing what he got because I knew him and I knew that he wouldn't do it if he didn't go first. So he goes, well, I didn't tell them what animal it was. I said, I want you to connect with the animal that I'm thinking of in my head. So he goes, okay, so I think it's a fish. No, what did he say? I think it's a bird because I see the little wings like this. And the bird, it's a little bird that does these dives. It keeps going like this. It keeps going like we're like, okay, that's cool. And we go around and everybody else hears, they all share what the information they received. And then at the end, I shared with him that it was a fish. And he's like, well, I didn't get it right then. And I couldn't get him to explain that his translation of the information, these are obviously the fins, right?
Right.
And the diving down is a fish swimming. I couldn't get him to understand that he translated the information. But if he just said, I see these little things going like this and it's going like this and didn't say, I think it's he would have gotten it. It's just such a cool thing. Animals choose the information in our heads that we know to get their message through. So they knew he would get this and they knew he would get this. That fish knew. And that's why that fish gave him that information. So it's just a cool,
Oh, that is fantastic. Oh, I love that. Okay, so we've got two people waiting. Are you ready let's do this. Okay, first we've got Ellen. Hi, Ellen.
Hi.
Okay, Ellen. If you're
thinking to have your animal right with you.
Yeah, but I want to see the animal.
Yes. So you can show us. That's fine.
Oh,
her geopops just went upstairs, but I'm house sitting for my middle son and our gray and fur dog Lily. She's a white lab.
Ellen, can you get closer to your microphone?
Oh, yeah. Oh, no.
There you go.
Can you hear me?
Yes, that's perfect.
Yeah. Okay. So, what is the name? So this is a dog.
Yeah, this is a dog.
And the name of the dog is Lily?
Yes.
Okay.
See?
Okay. All right. So this is what we're going to do, Ellen. What I didn't talk about yet with Liz is that the way that I work when I'm doing animal communication is I first connect into the human. And then I connect into the animal. So are you cool with me starting with you? And just
I'm absolutely open and receptive.
Okay. All right. You guys, I look blue. I'm in my new home and I don't have my light.
Fabulous.
Blue?
No, you don't. You look fabulous.
It's bugging me. Okay. So Ellen, just give me a moment. What I'm going to do is I'm going to connect in with you just to kind of create that connection. I'll share with whatever initially comes through. And then I'll go to Lily. And what I want you to do is think of a question that you would like Lily to answer. So I'm going to start with you. Hold on. Okay, so Ellen, when I connect in with you, it feels like I get this immediate feeling of being pulled downward, but it feels emotional to me. So I would say that you've been in a little bit of a tough emotional time, feeling a little heavy lately. And okay, so it's COVID, obviously. So I get it, but I'm still going to say this anyway. It feels like you've been very stationary, not doing a lot, and that is kind of getting to you. Does that make sense?
It does. I really miss the Celebrate Your Life events. And I did have a tantrum this week going through my time hop of all of the I typically am in Sedona, and so I've had a little bit of a tantrum this week of I just want to be with my people and connect and hug and celebrate.
Yeah, it definitely feels like it's an issue for you. Now, it doesn't feel like you're in a depression. It just feels like it's like this kind of.
That's exactly.
All right. And then let me see if anything else comes through about you. The other thing that I see about you is that you're very, what's that sound? You're very particular. So you like things to be this way and that way, and you like them to be in their spots, and that makes you feel good. And if not in their spots, it kind of gets to you. Does that make sense?
Yes, but I have lots of practice of things not being in their spots.
Yeah. That doesn't mean it doesn't get to you, though.
Right, that's true.
All right. So I'm going to bring in Lily now.
Ellen, would you do me a favor? Bring your phone a little bit closer to you because the volume's not great. And try and hold it as still as you possibly can because we're getting some weird crackling.
Are you typing?
Jack had that yesterday. Yes.
You're not typing or anything, right?
No.
Yeah, Tara had the same noise the other day.
It's like we're hearing someone typing.
You know, it's not typing, it's a crack. It's from the iPhone. You're on an iPhone, right? Yeah, it's from the iPhone.
Okay. While you guys are dealing with that sound, I'm going to go to Lily. So hold on for 1 second. Okay. So when I connected with Lily, what she shows me is kind of a big personality, a soft personality, but at the same time, a bit goofy. Like there's a hammy aspect to her. That makes sense to you?
It does.
Okay.
It does.
And it looks to me like she keeps showing me a picture of her like face up in the camera. She's always trying to make you laugh. She wants you to be light. Like, so she does things that make you go, oh, look at that. Like, kind of takes you out of your, and when you're in a heavy place or when you get too serious. You know how you get too serious?
Right.
That does make sense to you? Okay.
It does. Yes.
Okay. So hold on 1 sec. And then the other thing that she shows me is that she has a big focus on you. She keeps looking at you. I see her face with you. So she's not showing me other people around her, and there may be, but the important piece is it's all about you. That makes sense to you.
It does. I connected with her before she came here through my, she kind of came to me through my son and daughter-in-law. She is very much theirs. I mean, they belong to each other, but I got to connect with her before she came.
Yeah, because it definitely feels like a straight.
So much love. She just radiates so much love and fun and play.
So what do you want to, so everything I've said, first of all, makes sense, yeah?
Absolutely.
Okay.
So I guess the question is there anything she would like us to know?
Is there anything, you don't have a specific question that you want to ask?
Well, so this is our weekend with her. Her parents are out of town, so it's like we're home alone with her.
I gotta say, I never would have known that she wasn't with you all the time based on the way she shows me the connection between the two of you.
So we live 3 blocks away, and so
Oh,
I got the honor of, letting her out when she was first born. We built a connection, bonded pretty quickly.
Okay.
She's definitely a daddy's girl, a mama's girl. So I guess the question is there anything she would like to do specifically this weekend?
Oh, okay.
Swim.
So the question is there anything she would like to do specifically this weekend? So I asked her this, and I immediately see 2 paws, and they're going like this. So I don't know if it's digging or swimming, but it's the 2 paws, or like if it were my dog, there would be a ball in there, but it's something, it feels very outside, it feels very physically active, but you know what I'm talking about with this? What am I talking about?
Well, she likes to go to, there's a dog park that she likes to go to, and she does dig up lots of things. There's little areas for them, and she actually will take the water bowls and she gets in them, just like what you were describing.
Like this.
Yes.
And it doesn't feel like she's asking for anything special. It feels like she's just asking for, this is what I want to do. This is my thing. Let's go do this thing. And then there's one other thing that is an answer to this, which is, again, she's showing me being very close to your face, kind of up in your face, and wanting to just look at you, and that this is a real thing. Does that make sense? If you guys do that with each other, this really matters to her. It's very important and makes her feel really good and safe and loving. And it makes you stop with all the stuff that you're doing all the time and pay attention and just be really present. And she loves that. Does that make sense?
It does make sense, because I give so much gratitude for her choosing us as a family. We get to love on her, and she loves so many.
Oh, she's just pure light. Well, thank you so much, Ellen. It's such a super
Ellen.
Is she right next to you? Let's see her really quickly before we go. Is she there? There she is. Oh, Ellen, thank you so much.
There's your face right up on the screen again. That's great.
Look at her face.
Like it is in my head.
Oh my God, she's so cute. Just a big bundle of love. Okay, great. Okay, so, okay, Ellen, I'm going to throw you out of here. And I'm going to we've got Eliza. Bye, Ellen. Thank you for being here. And I miss our Celebrate Your Life events too, very, 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 very much, and miss all of you in person. Okay, I'm going to bring Eliza Warfield onto the screen. Okay.
I think I know Eliza Warfield.
Do you know Eliza?
No, I don't know. You're different, Eliza Warfield, actually.
Yeah, I've met you a couple of times.
You have? I know the name. So we've met in person?
Yeah.
Very cool. Nice to see you again.
Nice to see you too.
And good to meet you.
Okay. So Eliza, who are we going to connect with?
I have a lot of them.
Do you want to give me 3 and I'll see who wants to talk?
I have
Just give the names.
The names Tommy, Ollie, and Reese.
It's Ollie.
I know. Keep looking at me.
All right. So Ollie, and what is Ollie?
He's a dachshund.
And he's alive?
Yes, he is.
Okay. In my world, it's nice to ask.
Yeah, he's had a few close calls.
Okay.
He's still with me.
So Eliza, I'm going to start with you and then to create the connection, and then I'll go to Ollie. And is it Olly or Ollie?
There you go. IE on the end. Yes.
Okay. So let me start with you. So when I connect in with you, I feel this like angst up, like woo thing going on. Yeah, it feels almost like anxiety, but more like a lot of always watching, always figuring out, like that. Does that make sense to you?
It does.
Okay. And it feels like you're like that all the time. Today is not a special day of that. This is the norm.
This is it.
All right. Let me see the other piece that's going to come through about you. It also feels like you're feeling like things are out of your control right now. I just saw you're holding a dog leash, and then the dog leash left your hand and you were like, oh no, again. And I don't think that means that Ollie's running away or something like that. I feel like it's symbolic of you feeling like, what is happening in my life right now? And things are out of control, and really not feeling comfortable with that. But I will say, I know that that's what the time we're in is, but
yeah,
you feel like that all the time anyway. Yeah. Does that make okay? Okay. And then the other piece, I'm sorry, I just keep coming back to this part about you feeling like everything's out of your control, and that right now in your life, what you're looking at doing is trying to find control. Does that make sense? You're really basically saying, I'm done with this, and I'm going to do everything I can to feel better.
Yes.
Cool. That's a good thing to decide. All right, we're going to go to Ollie, male dog. Okay, so I like this. We're doing goofy dogs right now because Ollie comes in. He's like, and I know you said he's a Dachshund.
Dachshund, yeah.
Which I don't necessarily associate with this type of personality, but he comes in. He's like, doo, 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 doo. And the ear, and he like. Again, kind of like the last one we were talking to, is just like hamming it up, very good spirited, super sweet, not a mean bone in his body, but a total goofball, and not that animals are ever mean. I really haven't met a mean animal, but you would never associate him even with aggression. Like if someone were to be upset around him, he'd be like, whoa, I'm going over here. You know what I mean? And just leave that, move away from it. Make sense?
Yeah, it does.
Cool. All right, let me go back to Ollie. He also, now he has many animals, but he kind of puts his arm around two. I feel like he has two good buds. Make sense to you?
He does now, yes.
Okay, yeah. He's showing me kind of like, these are mine. These are my peeps, even though obviously they're not peeps. And it's a little bit like Three Musketeers of Chaos and not Three Musketeers. Three Stooges. Three Stooges.
Oh, yeah.
There's a lot going on with those three. Making sense?
Oh yeah.
And he really enjoys it. He really enjoys kind of being chaotic, kind of being slow, then fast, kind of be like, this is who he is. He's not going to change it. And he's not saying you're asking him to change it, but I feel like there's some sense of you. I don't know why he's saying it. I don't know why he's saying she's not asking me to change it, but this is how I am, and I'm not going to change it. Does that make sense to you?
Yes.
Can you tell me why? I don't know what I'm talking about.
I do understand that he doesn't want to change the way he is. He's a foodie. That's one thing.
No, don't you tell me stuff. Oh, but you're thinking maybe it's because of the food thing that he's saying I'm not changing.
Maybe.
So what do you want to ask a question about?
Why he's always hungry.
Okay. So don't say more because it's easier when you don't tell me stuff.
Don't feed the psychic. Right? Don't feed Danielle. Franz always says, don't feed the psychic.
Okay. All right, hold on. So I'm going to go back to Ollie. So it's interesting. He's showing me that he goes after food a lot. Like he goes here. I'm seeing a low table. He goes there. It's kind of like he's going for it everywhere, but it's not hunger. It feels more like it's making him feel comfortable. This is what we do. This is what I know. I'm going to go for food here. I'm going to go for food. And so it's like taking up his time to think and think and think about food and finding it and going everywhere for it. I know that I didn't say that well, but this is what he's occupying himself with, because it's actually not that comfortable in his house right now. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
Ask him more?
Yeah.
Okay. He keeps showing me there's this I'm going to say I think it's a coffee table, but I don't know. It's a low table and it's wide and wood looking. So to me, that's a coffee table, but longer low table. And he's going there and he wants to get the food. And then he's going over here and he wants to get the food. And this is what he focuses on. This is his thing. I get the sense that he doesn't have a different thing, meaning that he doesn't have any other type of job. This is what he's doing with himself to kind of ease his anxiety that he has, ease the discomfort that he's in, basically going for food. It's kind of like a person who eats for comfort. He's doing this. So when I asked him, well, what's going to help this situation? He's saying that he needs a job. He needs to have a different, a purpose of what he does. Now, I don't know about his kind of breed, but what he is showing me is that he's really, really good with his nose. And then I see tracks on the ground. And so have you ever heard of those people? They train, it's like a club. And you go outside with your dog and you work with someone and you train the dog to do sniffing for things. Do you know what I'm talking about? Yeah, he would be really great at that. And that would take up the energy that he has, that he's, look at your face, that he's focusing on all this food with. And not only that, it would also help you because you have to be outside with him, and the two of you outside concentrating like that. You said you wanted to kind of tame the chaos, and you said you wanted to, get this stuff under control. This is the way, the two of you doing that. Does that make sense?
Yes.
All right.
I have to tell you that I'm going to jump in here, but I just got the greatest visual when Danielle was talking about this, because what I got was it's almost like this activity that the both of you are helping to soften the edges of whatever anxiety and whatever angst is going on for you, whether you have a backyard or whether you could do it in the park. Can I tell you something, Eliza? You go on YouTube and you can find all kinds of great tutorials on how to do anything on YouTube. So maybe they have ways to set up little obstacle courses or little games where he can sniff things out. Just throwing my 2 cents.
He's going to use his nose. He's going to find.
Yeah, have him use his nose, and you need to physically be out there with him. It's not someone else doing this with him.
What he wants.
Yeah,
out there with
you together outside doing this sniffing, tracking thing helps your anxiety, helps with his focus on food, which right now is his job. Sniff out the food. Making sense?
It does.
Cool. Cool. I think that it's YouTube. I think start on YouTube, but I think I see you with another person there, and I see that other person having a whistle and kind of directing the two of.
She's looking at her mom.
At me,
What?
He's looking at me from around the corner.
Because we need to go and do this.
Are we going to do this?
Are you talking to Ollie or a human?
Yeah.
Who's
Ollie?
Oh, okay.
He's looking around the corner at me like, are we really going to do this, Mom? Huh?
Will you commit to it for him?
Of course.
Okay.
As long as you keep going, we'll go.
So as the better you do with it, the better you do with finding him, and also talk to him about this is the new job. This is where you don't need to do that job anymore. Do this job. Focus that way with him. It actually feels like it's really good for you as well. Are you, it doesn't look like you're getting outside very much. Like there's not a lot of walking. No, I'm looking in my head.
I know, honey.
You're walking out like that. You're not.
My life is on the couch, help my mom, go back to bed, help my mom, go back to bed.
So even 20 minutes a day with him outside, and you could even make up your own tracking, hide something out there and show him how to track it.
You want to hide cookies outside?
You can do that.
Okay, can I chime in with my little intuition stuff over here, please? I've got to chime in here. So, in addition to what Danielle is sharing with you, I've suffered depression and suffered some really low times in my life, probably when I was about your age.
Yeah.
You look like you're in your 30s.
Thank you.
Maybe you're... Oh, 40. So sorry. You're still very young. Okay. And really what really served me, and I was seeing a therapist at the time, but what really, really, really served me, what was tremendous for me, and I think this is what Danielle's trying to say, is like Ollie is trying to nudge you in the direction of the two of you moving together, because there is nothing that will serve your body and your mind and your spirit better. I mean, there's of course other wonderful things you can do, but just getting out and moving and getting out in good old vitamin D, big Mr. Sunshine. So when you said you were just moving from the couch to bed to here to there, it would absolutely help the both of you and help your bond together is what I got. So throwing in my 2 cents again. I'm not the animal communicator.
But remember that Ollie is very smart.
He is very smart.
It's really not. He's like, you need to challenge me.
Yeah, he just turned 13.
And he wants to learn how to do outdoor tracking, fun stuff with you. That's awesome.
Yeah, go for it. All right, Eliza, thank you.
Thank you, Eliza. Good seeing you.
Thank you so much. Oh, thank you. It's so fascinating, because what I really got from that was it's almost like her animal, her Ollie, was really wanting to support her also with what he wants to do, because getting them both outside and getting their bodies and their energy moving would serve both of them.
Yeah, that's what my animal lessons book is about, is how when we have a behavior challenge or some type of thing going on with our animal, it usually comes back to us and what we can do. When we work on that, then it actually helps both of us, ourselves and the animal. So yeah, they're always teaching us. They're always finding ways to make us become the best people we can be.
Oh, I love that. Okay, are you up for a couple more? We've got 2 more people in the queue. We've got, wait till you see this puppy. Okay, we've got Lily.
We love you.
So, wait a second. Is Bailey the puppy's name or the person's name? Wait a second.
Phoebe is her name, and I'm Bailey. And we've been watching Danielle for years, and this is a dream come true. So,
so wait. So you're Bailey, even though Bailey is often a dog's name.
Yeah. It gets confusing.
Okay, so I'm gonna assume Bailey's female.
What?
Is Bailey female?
I'm female, yes.
I'm sorry, is B...
Bailey and Bailey.
Yeah.
Really hilarious.
Yeah. It's taking offense now.
So BB is female.
Yes.
Okay, I need to know how to refer to her. Okay, so Bailey, obviously you're cool with me connecting with you first?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm going to start out by connecting with you. All right. So actually, when I connect in with you, Bailey, I get nervousness, but not anxiety, but nervous, like, woo, kind of feeling.
Yes. Right now, yes.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm going to move the moment away and go in a little bit deeper. Oh, you okay? So no, it's not a bad thing. What I see is a little bit of perfectionism that goes on. Like you're particular and you like things to be the way you like them to be, and when they are that way, it makes you feel really, really good. When they're not that way, you're going to do everything you possibly can to make them be that way. Make sense?
Yeah.
Not a quitter. Definitely not a quitter. All right. Let me see what else, Bailey. It also looks like, so I see you and then I see BB, and it looks like your life is devoted to BB. So wherever BB goes, you're facing. BB goes over here, you're like, oh, number, like whatever it is, this is you.
Yeah.
And hold on.
Look at her face.
Stop. She thinks she's a star all the time. She's the diva. BB the diva, we call her.
Well, so I'm gonna go to BB now, just because I can't not.
This is a Leo.
Right.
She just had a birthday. She's 7.
But here's the thing about BB.
Uh-huh.
You put her in the position of being like in charge of everything, and she gets everything she asks for, and yet she's not actually that demanding.
Oh, really? You could have fooled me. Okay.
Yeah, from how she shows me. Okay, well, let me rephrase.
Okay.
She's saying to me, I'm not demanding. So this is her point of view. Now she could be saying that, and yet she's very demanding. But how she's saying it to me is, I'm not that demanding. I'm not asking for everything.
Uh-huh.
Even though you feel like you got to give her everything, you're kind of going down that road.
Yeah.
Let me go back. And so be thinking of your question. I'm going to go back to BB. Now, interesting though, BB is also very particular.
Mm-hmm.
So she starts out with, I'm not that demanding, and then she tells me how particular she is.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So it looks like she likes to be fed. Is this hand feeding? What am I seeing? Like little bits
Treats.
at a time.
Sorry. Treats.
Treats?
Yeah.
And so you have to give those to her one little bit at a time?
Well, she does a lot of training. So she knows over 40 tricks and commands. She knows how to pray and do patty cake and stuff like that. So we have a lot of training treats.
All right.
Ones.
She's pretty into the She's definitely not showing me the training. She's showing me the one at a time.
She's very driven. Yeah.
That's really funny. It's just funny because her focus is the one at a time treats. Like, this is a thing. This is how we get treats in my family. Like, I will say I don't feel like she loves getting the treats one at a time. I mean, that's not the most groundbreaking thing to say, but she's kind of like, give it to me. Like, let's do more all at once.
She would love to have them all at once, the treats. Yeah,
and
but
really, so would most dogs.
She would get fat.
Yeah. Okay, let me go back to her for a moment. She also shows me that when you guys go on walks, you are walking. She has to walk very fast on your walks.
Yeah, she does.
Yeah, I have to walk fast. Yes. Here we go.
Yeah.
So I feel like she's calling it out so you can be aware that she's having to work hard on those walks.
No, she walks fast and she pulls me. She's like the one that.
Oh, so she's pulling you because this is a lot of work. Walk fast, walk fast, walk fast.
Yes.
It's a big effort for her.
Yeah.
Oh, and you're saying it's not because you're ahead of her; it's because she's ahead of you and pulling.
Yeah. No, I'm old. She's dragging me around. Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. And that makes sense with her saying this is so much effort.
I know. She gets frustrated with me.
I don't feel like it's frustration. It's more like it's a lot of work. This is a lot of work. This is a lot of work. We gotta get going. She definitely wants to go. It's a whole thing. And I do feel like she's actually pulling. Yeah. All right. So what's the question for her?
Well, my question is, BB is a service dog. She's been with me now for 7 years. She was trained ever since she was 4 months old. And I had a stroke about 2 years ago. Ever since then, she's become, she flipped gears from a service dog to, she thinks she has to protect me. So when we fly a lot, when we go on the airplane or whatever, she's constantly growling, which is not a good thing, So I try to retrain her and whatnot, and we're still having problems with that. So, and also she's starting to go in a room that she shouldn't go to pee. Sorry, BB, but yeah. I'm sorry.
So I'm going to kind of narrow that down a little and start with this. First of all, I never would have known that she was a service dog.
I know. Yeah.
That is really
You always
kind
think of big dogs, but yeah.
No, it's just not. She just wants to be loved and adored wherever she is, but she doesn't want to do it in a work way. She wants
to feel it's a job.
Yeah, it's like it feels. Oh, we have to go we have to go. It's time versus let me be this way all the time. Like she would rather just have everybody love her all the time. So I actually feel like that doesn't mean that you have to have her stop being a service dog. It just means you have to talk about it differently and treat it differently. All moments are service dog of her being loved. Does that make sense? Versus she just, I don't know how else to say it. She just wants to have all the times have the focus on her and have everybody loving her that way.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, I could see that. Yeah.
So it's just a little switch in service dog versus all time.
Yeah. Okay.
So why is she growling?
She never did this before.
No. Let me ask her.
I'm like, why?
Okay. So when I'm asking her to show me a time of when she's growling and I see her, it's kind of like a moment like this, but you're out in public. So she's sitting in your lap and she's sitting in your lap and it feels like a figure comes and is kind of looming. It feels like it's up here and it's looming. Mm-hmm. And this does not feel comfortable to her at all. And so if the person were to approach from here or in front, but not looming, or if we were to stand, now to me, you look like a tiny person.
For me?
Yeah.
No, I'm 6 foot tall.
What?
I'm 6 foot tall. Yeah.
Why do you look okay? So she shows me you as a teeny tiny person needing protection, needing safety, needing security.
Well, yeah, she probably thinks that because I have a lot of health issues. So maybe she thinks of me in need. You know, I have a lot of.
Can I ask you? Is there a flutter?
Yes.
Okay.
In my heart.
That's what she's showing me.
Yeah.
So the flutter feels energetically like a weakness, kind of like. Now I'm not calling you weak.
It's fine.
Okay. But it feels like a weakness energetically, and so when this thing that she showed me, when she's feeling this, sensing this, you're now in a weak position, and so she needs to step up. It's really interesting, don't you think, that she showed me as a really tiny person in your child.
Yeah,
I'm fine.
That is, but I know she's very protective over me, so that makes total sense.
So what it means is that you can change this by working with your energy. So if you start doing some energy management, because you can still have the fluttery thing going on with your heart, but you said you've been following my work for a while, so you've heard me talk about energy management.
Right.
Get you doing more of this, maybe doing the ghost, doing some breathing, so that your energy is strong. Even with this going on, she's not going to feel the need to step in. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. It does.
And it is related to the fluttery. That's how she shows me. It's related to the fluttery. It's not related to you not feeling well or being tired or something. It's the fluttery feeling. So
it's my heart. Yeah.
Energetically.
Okay.
So the only way to deal with it is energy.
Okay. So I have to work on myself to get to her. Okay.
I just want to share with you and share with everybody that's listening right now. Danielle has an amazing monthly membership group. And if you go to, I've got some people out there that are posting the URL, but it's Danielle's full name. So it's DanielleMacKinnon.com/be open.
Oh, I'm on it already. Yeah.
Oh, fantastic.
I've been following her for years. Yeah.
Oh, that's fantastic. Okay, good.
Okay. I don't see you in there.
You email me all the time.
Oh, so you mean on my newsletter?
I'm on the website and newsletter. Yes, I'm sorry. Yes.
Okay, but this is like a whole other level where you can study with Danielle. It's a monthly membership. Is that correct, Danielle? So it's a monthly membership where you can go in and have like continuing spiritual animal communication education.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it's an
Yeah.
ongoing. It sounds so fascinating. I want to do
Yeah.
it. I really
I didn't know
wanna
you
do
did
it.
that. Okay. All
Yeah,
right.
it's not
And
that
so,
I do readings anymore, so that it's an
Gotcha.
or here.
but
Yeah.
it's the way that people are practicing readings on each other. They're also, I'm assuming that you're also teaching people how to work with their animals, how to tune into their animals. That to me is the most empowering, because it's wonderful to have, it's really, really and I say this all the time about spiritual mediums and psychics. It's wonderful to have the tool and to have the person, stand in front of you and tell you these things. But what's so much more empowering is when we start to learn it ourselves.
Yeah.
And so I love that you are teaching this, Danielle. I really do. I think
Me
that's
too.
fantastic. And you might see me in there, because
We'll do
I would
that.
love to learn how to do this on my own, to work with your animal's energy. So Bailey, thank you so much for
Thank
joining us.
you. Thank you so much.
Thank
We love
you.
you.
All right.
Thank you.
And I know that people are like totally fascinated with the work that you do, and I am too as well. But I also love the piece where you're teaching people, where you're in community, where you're sharing, how to do readings with each other, and doing readings with each other, and tuning into your animals. So I love that. We're empowering
Well, the
ourselves.
reason I did that is because I didn't want it to just be all about me. That's not cool. Like when they get to do it themselves, how much more empowering is that?
Exactly. So we're posting the URL there for those of you that are interested. Okay, you up for one more?
Sure. Yeah, we do a quickie. Awesome.
Okay. So let's add in Kara. Hi, Kara. Can you hear us? Okay, we can't hear you. So it looks like your microphone is not on. No, your microphone is on according to this. It could be she is fine on my end. I'm frozen.
No, I don't. I hear you, Liz. And
I know, we're frozen.
No, I hear you. We're
I
frozen.
know, on the feed, they're saying that we're frozen. Oh my God, look at that little dog she's got. Okay, I'm frozen. Tanya, would you text me, please, and let me know if I'm frozen? And Kara, do you want to say something? Let's try this again.
Oh.
Oh.
So Kara, yeah. You're not frozen.
No, I'm not frozen, and I don't know why we can't hear her. Hold on. Is there, Tanya, you want to pop in? Is there a configuration that we're not doing? Kara, you know what? Would you do me a favor and leave and then come back in? Okay, so exit out and then just try coming back in. Nope, I'm getting text messages where I was totally fine. You were fine, not frozen. We're good. We could pretend we're frozen.
I'm like, you are definitely fine.
You are definitely not frozen. That's by Janet.
Why don't we have her contact my office and
okay.
Unless this works.
If this works. It's not working. Okay, Kara, this is what I would like for you to do is you're going to contact Danielle's office. And I'll tell you what. Tanya's coming in. Oh, Tanya,
I didn't want to come in here.
That was my sister.
That was awesome.
That was like, okay, so Tanya, would you please get with Kara, get her information, and we will email it to Danielle's office. And Kara, we'll make sure. I feel terrible that you've been sitting here waiting. I don't want you to be disappointed, but Danielle, you'll get with Kara and have a conversation with her privately. Oh, you get a private. Ooh, she doesn't do anymore.
No, I don't. So that's what's supposed to happen, Kara.
Okay, it's not supposed to happen here, but Tanya, I can see you. Just shake your head yes. You'll get in touch with Kara and get her contact information. Tanya, shake your head yes. I don't know. Tanya's not hearing me now. Okay, Kara, you'll get in touch with Tanya.
Oh, man.
All right, and then we'll arrange this, okay? All right, great.
Okay. Well, thank you, Liz.
Oh, this has been so much fun.
Yeah.
I love the demonstration because it just confirms. You know what I mean? There's something about like actually seeing this happen, being live to it, that just is totally, totally fascinating. I love your gift. I love what you're teaching. I think this is so important because so many people are, want to be closer to their pets. They want to know like what's going on, what's happening. Am I serving, my pet's highest good, especially when it comes time to at the end of life. And I'm sure you get this a lot.
Yeah, I actually probably half of what I do is with animals on the other side.
Wow.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, thank you so much. And everyone, a reminder again, the best way to really be in touch with Danielle is through her membership site because she teaches in there. And I'm assuming every so often, do you do like little random conversations or readings?
We do a live webinar once a month. We do office hours where people type in and I do mini readings. And oh yeah, I'm in there all the time.
Great. See, that's the best way to do this. So, yes, please just check out her website. It's DanielleMacKinnon.com/be open. So DanielleMacKinnon.com/be open. Okay, everybody. All right. Thank you so much for joining us, Danielle. Don't go away. Stay right there. And thank you all so much for joining us. This has been such a fun hour. This hour went by like that.
Yeah, that was fast.
We're going to have you back in again because this was really a blast.
Thank you.
All right, everybody. Mwah!